So a body candle should be closing above that point. So we are going to first identify our overall trend. So our overall trend is the downtrend. So in this case, we have a downtrend. In this case, as you can see, so this is a downtrend. So we have our major key levels. So what's our major key levels? We're having our major key levels. So this is a resistance. These are major key levels. So we draw our major key levels. So we are seeing some sort of support on our left. So we are seeing some sort of support on our left here, as you can see. Okay, guys. So we can see that we have already identified our. So in this case, we are seeing. In this case, we are seeing some sort. Okay. And are seeing in the first case, we are seeing that this zone here, we are seeing that these are our major key zones. Our major key zones, we have this, then we also have this. So on our left, we are seeing that we are seeing some sort of this like this. So we can change also this color to red. Now we identify the overall trend. After identifying the overall trend, then we mark our major key zone. So we have marked our major key zone. So the first zone here, we are seeing that there are some sort of price reactions here. Also here, we are seeing some sort of price reacted 2 times. Okay, guys. So remember, points to note: the zone is only valid when it's only tested 2 or 3 times. So in this zone is still valid. It has been tested 2 or 3 times with strong, weak rejection. So we only look for the strong, weak rejection. So in the zone. So now we can see that now this zone at this point, price came back, forming. Price came and broke here. But remember, the price broke but never closed with a strong body candle. So they closed within the zone. So we after price breaking, you should wait for the retest. Okay, guys. So sometimes it can be an aggressive retest, sometimes it can be slow retest, but you should wait for price to retest or pull back. So guys, you only wait for the pullback. But remember, so the trick around here is to see how the candle closes. So first, as we said, how does the candle closes within the zone? So if the candle closes within the zone, or if the candle closes below, if the candle closes above the support, so then that's supposed to be a fake out. But if the candle closes below the support, so we should have some sort of the candle closing below the support like this, so we could see a huge drop to the downside. But since the candle closed within the support zone, so we could see a small fake out. Okay, guys, so we could see some sort of reaction. So we were saying that since the candle closed within the zone, so there were some sort of buyers who were remaining there. So we could see that prices were reacting again, coming back to the zone. So in this point, it was giving us more entries to test. Okay, guys, so prices were coming back, testing around this zone. So it was confirming a huge confirmation. So the first things first, let me first take you to the 4-hour time frame. So if you have a clear look on our 4-hour time frame, we could see that prices the way they break, we could see that we could find some big opportunities way along. Okay, guys, so if you can see that in the 4-hour time frame, so as I've told you, the first things first. So if you come to the 4-hour time frame, you can see that we first identify the overall trend. So what's the overall trend? So the overall trend is a bullish trend, but in this point we are going to look for the bullish setup. So we are going to see that this point we are identifying now. So these are resistance zones. Now these are resistance zones. So we also mark our major key zones. So our major key zones, we find that here we have our zones. Here we have our zones like this. These are zones like this. So now we are going to see that we are going to look for the valid candle closing above. Okay, guys, so the candle should break with a body closing above. So if we can see clearly like this candle broke, so we see, if you see this candle breaking, okay, so this is a valid breakout. So this candle, this is a solid candle, so breaking and closing above this point, so it never left a wick. Okay, guys, so broke with a body closing up, so this is a valid breakout. So that's a valid breakout. So that's the first price breakout. So I'm showing you how you can identify them. So in that uptrend, we only look for the bullish candles. Okay, guys. So that's what we can look for the bullish candles. Yeah, for our case, we can look for those bullish candles. Yes. So at this point, we can see that so our candle closing above. So at this point, we only wait for the candle to break above this point. So let's see the candle breaking above this point. So this is a breakout. Now the breakout has been formed in this zone. We can see very clearly breakout was being formed within this zone. Yeah, so this is a breakout. You can see it with your eyes. So this is a breakout. Yeah, breakout is around here. So that was a breakout. You can see. So the candle should break and close above the previous candle. Okay, guys. So if there is resistance, the candle should break and close above the resistance. So that shows that there is a continuation in the market. Or the candle should break and close below the support zone. That shows that there are more sellers are going to come out. Okay, guys. So in this scenario, if you see there was some sort of our support here on the previous level. So this candle broke and closed below this support zone. So we are still waiting for the retest. So you only wait for a small pullback. So then that was a clear confirmation around here. So that was a good example of this entry. So if you can see clearly, if we go in the 30-minute time frame, we can see that all these setup sometimes they always happen over and over again. Okay, guys. So they always happen. So you don't need to get worried. Okay, guys. So we or if you can look for only those candles, then you place all your trades there. Okay, guys. So now I can show you step by step. Now here you can see that our point, our previous resistance is this. Previous resistance was this. Okay, guys. Then but remember the zone was still big. So the zone was big. I can change it. So this zone was big. So this candle broke and it closed above the previous resistance. So since this candle closed, and broke above, closed above this previous resistance point. So when it breaks and closes above this point, so and this zone, so this zone is no longer a resistance, so it has become a support. But remember, we are waiting now for the pullback, or we're doing for retest. So at some point, sometimes prices may fail to come back into this zone. Sometimes prices may break and retest far away from the zone. Okay, guys. So is two types of retest. So sometimes prices may break and come back in the zone, and sometimes prices may break and retest far away from the zone, or prices may the candle may break, but in a retesting far away from the zone. Or that's a first example of the retest. And sometimes we can see that prices will break, candle closing above, but we can see prices again dropping, testing again this zone. So in this scenario, we can see that this zone will be first tested the first time, the second time, and we could see some sort of price action within this zone. Yes, and this pattern for continuation. Okay, guys. So that's how we can identify. So we only look for the clean candles breaking above the zone. So that's in an uptrend. So after breaking above, wait for the retest, then you go long. So you just bring your measuring ruler, so you enter your trades. So our TP is around the nearest swing high or the swing low. Okay, so you set your stop loss below the zone. So when you catch this trade, we only set our stop losses below the retest. Okay, guys. So since we are in an uptrend, so you find your perfect entry, but you set your stop loss below the retest. Okay, guys. That's how we do it. Now, if it's a downtrend, for the case of the downtrend, I can show you very clear. For the case of the downtrend, so we only wait for the prices. Now we can see here, this was a support. Now the support was broken. Now it was broke, but after breaking it, now prices, remember this candle when it was closing, it closed within the support zone. So this is a best example. So closing within the support zone, or closing within the support zone, it shows that this is a fake out. So we only wait for the strong breakout. So the strong breakout it was this candle which broke here. So this was a strong breakout. So we can see at this point here, at this point, this was a strong breakout. At this point we can see it very clear. So this was a strong breakout. So there was a breakout and retest. So at this point now we are going to see that now we are going to enter, but our target is within the nearest swing low. Now, so we first look on the left. So what's our nearest swing low? So our target is around here. We are going to see that our target is around this zone here. So we catch all our pips around. So this was our first take profit. So our first take profit will be around this zone. Okay, guys. So I told you that you enter, but your stop loss will be above the retest. Okay, guys. So above the retest. Since this is a downtrend, so we look, since it's a downtrend, so this is how it will look. So this is the first take profit. So we can see it's the first take profit. So our taken take profit, we can see it was around this zone. So if we can look on our left, so this zone has been again tested. Okay, we can see it very clear. So first things first, now that's how we can identify a valid break and retest. So we only wait for the prices to break and retest. So there are two scenarios. Sometimes prices, so we can see that sometimes prices we can break and retest, can be like this. Okay, guys. Sometimes prices may break, but retesting far away from the zone, or sometimes we can see that prices will break and retest coming back in the zone. That's a downtrend. For the case of downtrend, sometimes prices will break, but retesting not in the zone. Okay, guys. So in this example, we can see clearly. So, for example, if this is our zone, so the zone has been broken. Eh? So, for example, let's say that prices has, so this zone, prices breaking around this zone. So we can see that we break. So we could see some sort prices breaking, retesting within the zone. So this is a very good example. So just enter, then you set your stop loss. So, but in most cases we see when it can break, but retest far away from the zone. Okay, yes. So far from the zone. So this is an intermediate breakout. So this is not intermediate. So sometimes we can see prices breaking, then testing. So we could see some, or sometimes we could see prices breaking, but testing we could see some sort of this like this. Okay, all these are examples. So sometimes you may wait for prices to come back within the zone, and if you come back within the zone, sometimes you see prices testing far away from the zone. Okay, so it means that prices have already formed a new zone. Okay, guys. So when you are trading, so you only have to be all your eyes. You only have to be watchful, be a watchman. So be like a gate man, watching how price is moving. Okay, guys. So in my next video, I will show you step by step how to catch all this and how you could scalp all this. Okay, guys. So if this video was helpful, if this video has been helpful to you, please don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to put all the comments below in the down section, and don't forget all to share my video. So I'm telling you this now, after retest, you only enter aggressively. Okay, guys. So just enter, then you set your stop loss below the zone, and our target is within the next zone. Okay, guys. So if the retest is, so if the retest is far away from the zone, so just enter, then you just enter, then our stop loss is below like that. So this is how we trade. Okay, guys. So yeah, so we enter after the retest. So we enter after the retest. Okay, guys. Yeah, so we enter after the retest. Yes, so we only enter after the retest like this.